What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of just utter mental breakdowns from our boy Phil. Man, yesterday we got not 4, not 5, but we got 6 just rages, hate-filled rages against the detractors, against his viewers, against everyone. Our boy Phil had a really bad day yesterday, and of course I tried to hypothesize what was going on with Phil. Like, why was he so angry? And I narrowed it down to a few things. We'll talk about it in this video. But yes, our boy Phil decided to do a 13-minute long daily rap video talking about more tech problems. And of course, the new whale that just popped out of nowhere, which I believe is IronChefSakai. So let's get into it, folks.
Okay, then on the late stream, okay, we started up with Bolitro, which was going to be a late night chill stream of Bolitro, and here's what happened. Tech issues. What tech issues? Number one, my camera, this camera, would not consistently stay on. It would turn on, start streaming, turns off. Okay, unplug it, replug it, turn it on, turns off again. What is going on? And I'm like, what is happening? I just don't get it. Eventually, the only way we could get it to actually work consistently, get this, was to unplug it from the USB port on the back and to plug it into the USB port on the front of my PC. Now, what's weird about that is that I'm using the USB ports on the back of my PC for other things, for this microphone, okay, for the webcam over there, this one. This camera is on also the USB ports on the back of my PC. So I don't really know what's going on. Do I have inconsistency with how things are working on my PC? Are the ports working, they're not working? Are there certain ports that are faulty and others aren't? I don't know. Then, after unplugging, replugging a million times to get this working, I go to do Bolitro. Oh, my capture device is malfunctioning. It isn't showing up on the PC. Now, that's a problem, because that needs to have the high-end, I think it's USB 3.2, USB port to work. So I unplugged it and replugged it, and then that worked. But I don't know what's going on with the USB ports on my PC. It seems like a big problem. Then, in addition, multiple times during the stream, my wireless kept going down. And for those who don't know, my wireless is how all my RGB lights work, because they all sync with my wireless network and then connect with my streaming PC. They don't work wired. They only work through a wireless network. So if the network isn't connecting and stable, all my lights turn off. So all night I had no RGB lights. They kept turning off. Not that it's a big deal, because once you go like this for gameplay, you don't see them anyway, right? But kind of annoying. And here I am trying to hang out with everyone and the lights are off. Couldn't get it to reconnect. My network wouldn't even show up properly. Okay, so I think I know what's going on with that. I have 2 wireless antennas that stick out of the back of my streaming PC. One of them was very loose, and I restarted my PC, turned it back on after the stream was over, and I noticed it still wouldn't find the wireless network. I tightened this wireless adapter, and then it immediately found it, and I connected, and it's working. So maybe that's just simply a wireless adapter that gets loose, and I need to tighten it from time to time and make sure it doesn't get too loose. That might be the solution there, okay? But I still don't have a solid solution for why this webcam sometimes works, sometimes doesn't, sometimes turns off, sometimes is on. I guess for now, I'll leave it plugged into the front USB port and see if that will solve the issue for me. This other one seems to work no matter what, so I'm not really too worried about this one over here. Hopefully it keeps working consistently, okay? But it's getting to the point where I'm debating, should I just roll back this Windows update? Because this Windows update from last week is what screwed all the webcams up to begin with. Remember, I was using the Link 1, and it bricked it? Maybe I should just say, forget all this crap, and just go back to the old Windows before the security update hit, and then bide my time and hope that I never have to install it, or by the time that it's forced as an install, that everything's fixed. I don't know. See, what I don't want to do is start using that camera over there, and then all of a sudden, I'm forced to do the update, and it bricks, and now I'm back to only having one camera and having to change them all again. That would really piss me off. So it really is what it is. I'm not sure how to fix the problem, quite frankly. Okay, I just don't know.
Yeah, of course you don't know how to fix anything because you're just an invalid. God. Okay, so instead of ripping Phil for just being an idiot, which is the obvious, I'm gonna help him out here. So, all right, Phil. So when you first bought that PC, or you were considering buying that PC, Doody made a video and said you gotta be careful with those SkyTech pre-builds. They use very cheap materials. Mainly, they use extremely cheap motherboards. And when you finally read off the specs and you said it was a B550, I said, yeah, you're fucked. That motherboard is garbage. The other thing is that Asus is having some issues. Asus is having some major issues with the Microsoft, especially with Microsoft 11. There have been ASUS motherboards that have just blown out via updates or so on, right? And that B550 motherboard is just garbage. Those are slug boards. They're pretty fucking crappy. If you ever see that on a pre-built, just skip it. Don't bother buying that fucking PC. Just move on, pay a little bit extra, and get yourself a better motherboard, right? So I'm speculating what ended up happening is your motherboard is fried, Phil. It is. It's starting to act up. It's starting to, it's starting to act up. And typically the first things that start having issues are the USB ports. So it sounds like your motherboard is fried. It sounds like you're gonna eventually need to have to replace the motherboard, Phil. I'm sorry to tell you it is. You're gonna have to replace it. It's either that or it's a power issue. Those are typically one of the two things. It could be that you're not getting enough power for your PC. The one thing that these pre-builts do is they typically give you a shitty ass power supply. And I don't remember what you had, but I think you had 600 watts. And I'm not even sure if it was a gold power supply. So your PC is probably underpowered. It probably doesn't have enough power. And you might serve yourself getting yourself a new PSU. When I recently upgraded my PSU, I had a 1,000-watt PSU. I upgraded all to the 4090. I upgraded to the AMD 9 7953 3XD CPU. I upgraded to the top of the line, top of the line. And what I ended up doing was I ended up swapping out the PSU and I ended up putting a 1,300-watt gold supply PSU because it's overkill, but I don't need to ever worry about changing a power supply or having my PC underpowered where it's not getting enough wattage, right, Phil? So it's probably one of those two problems. But of course, Phil would even bother doing any research or Google search, he would identify that those are specific issues. Those are the problem he's having. The other thing, Phil, is that you have two PCs both running on Windows 11. You would think if you were running into the same issue with one PC, it would be occurring on the other PC. It's not. Your gaming PC seems to be fine, and you're making updates appropriately. And that gaming PC is a little bit better than the Skytech. Those Thermal Lake PCs are. Those Thermal Lake pre-built are a little bit better than the Skytech PCs. Skytech PCs are just garbage. They're as bad as cyber power PCs, Phil. You wasted your money there. And I'm sorry to tell you, but I think you're going to have to replace your motherboard. That's motherboard or your PSU, your power supply. Your best bet is to go to a computer shop and get it tested to see if your PC is underpowered and replace out the PSU, which would be an easy fix. It wouldn't be that expensive. And if that's not the case, then have your motherboard tested out. And the other thing too is that you actually told everyone that you think your Bluetooth connection issues or your Wi-Fi connection issues are due to a little button in the back, a little wire that was loose. What Phil is talking about here is these PCs, these new pre-built in my PC, they come with like a triangle adapter, which is the antenna. It's a magnetic antenna, and what it does is it has these two little wires and two screws that you mount to the back of your PC on your motherboard. And what it does is it allows you to connect to your system via your Wi-Fi. And apparently this idiot didn't put it on right. Of course, it's just two screws, Phil. You can't fuck it up. But Phil managed a way to screw it up, of course. It just, this guy in PCs and technology. And again, it just shows that he lies that, oh, I used to build PCs. Get the fuck out of here. You used to build PCs, my ass. All right, folks, this is where he talks about Balacho and, of course, the new whale that's on the scene, a.k.a. IronChefSakai.
So, if anyone has any suggestions, if anyone actually has a intelligent, piece of advice, I'd love it. Because at this point, I'm at my wit's end. Wire devices turning on and off, seemingly no matter what USB I put them in. And then sometimes restarting the PC fixes it, sometimes it doesn't. Why is my wireless network disconnecting? Was it really just that the adapter was loose? I don't know. But anyway, the Balacho stream. We did a first run in an hour, and I beat it. And we unlocked a whole new reward set, and with a new deck and everything, it was really cool. And then the second half of the stream was very, very different, where I was trying things with different decks, and I just kept losing miserably. So it was good, because I already had one, so it didn't matter that I was losing after that. But that's the thing with Balacho, is that you can have different runs, different experiences, and they're all fun. So we had a great time. Lots of chat interaction, lots of discussion, lots of people who were helping me with Balacho. And if you can believe it, we had one really generous person who likes Balacho, who man, supported the stream, and we hit the goal because of them. And no, it's not anyone who you know. It's not any regular. It's someone who I'm not even sure who they are. But man, they came and they supported. It was very nice of them. And boom, we hit the goal. So today, 2 goals hit. We're at 83 out of 90. We're on pace to hit the special DSP tries it by the end of the week.
All right, I'm gonna stop it here because you can always tell when Phil is lying, and right here he's clearly lying. First of all, Phil, what was the point of you talking about this new whale, and why did you have to bring up the fact that it's not anyone knows? Are you concerned that everyone's going to assume this is IronChefSakai? This is an IronChefSakai sock? Is that what you're assuming, Phil? Because of course that's what everyone is assuming. IronChefSakai goes away. People mention that he unsubbed to your account, right? You DM him or message him for some odd reason, right? And you tell your viewers, oh, everything is fine. Everything is good. There's no problem. I spoke with IronChefSakai, right? And then all of a sudden, this new whale pops out of nowhere and starts donating the same amount of money that IronChefSakai was supporting in the same format, kick subs and super chats. It's just some miracle, right? And he did it for 2 streams. He did it on the first stream for Ninja Gaiden, and he did it on the second stream for Balatro. Wow. And who liked Balatro? IronChefSakai. IronChefSakai. Remember that little meltdown he had? IronChefSakai, about Phil, and he wouldn't be happy if he gave him $1,000. What did he say? He said he played Balatro specifically so that IronChefSakai should donate, because IronChefSakai was the only Dent that liked Balatro. And just all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, just a fucking coincidence, IronChefSakai leaves because he's embarrassed because everyone laughs at his stupid ass for being such a cuck, right? And that was the main reason why IronChefSakai left. I know this because I know someone who speaks with him, and he used to hate how people ridiculed him in chat for being a cuck. So he leaves. He decides to come back, but of course he doesn't come back under his original name. He comes back under a sock account. Oh, how just fucking beautiful. This is IronChefSakai has turned out to be Only Iced Coffee Jr. That's what he ended up doing. He turned into Only Iced Coffee Jr. And you just look like a bigger cuck, IronChefSakai, really. And worst of all, you make Phil look like an idiot, even though he doesn't need much help. But him sitting here and trying to explain how, just magically out of nowhere, some new Dent, some new whale just came out. And the other thing, Phil, is why no tip audit? Why no checking to see if it was an Argentinian sub or whatever? Because of course, any new Dent that comes in that starts whaling Phil automatically gets an audit, gets a financial audit from Phil right there on the spot. No channel checking, no nothing. Almost like he knew exactly this was going to happen. Just a coincidence. I don't know. Doody is just being conspiratorial here, but it just seems too coincidental to believe that this new Dent isn't IronChefSakai. And I'm sorry, Phil, you're a terrible liar. You're a terrible liar. When you lie, you start stuttering. You start shaking your head no when you're saying something like yes, which is a very common problem when people lie. And the other thing is you give way too much detail. Why are you giving all this detail, Phil? Why? Why exactly? Let's hear him one more time.
And one really generous person who likes Balatro, man, supported the stream, and we hit the goal because of them. And no, it's not anyone who you know. It's not any regular. It's someone who I'm not even sure who they are. But man, they came and they supported. It was very nice of them.
It's no one you know. It's not someone who you think it is. But I don't know who they are. Okay, Phil, so how exactly do you not know that it's not IronChefSakai? Bro, you just gotta give it up, Phil, man. And again, why do you need to even bring this up? Why are you bringing this up on your daily rap? You don't need to be a fucking an investigative journalist to see if Phil's lying or not. You don't need to do that. You just let him speak. You let him speak because he always tells on himself. He always admits a lie, just like he did last night when he admitted that no one gifted him anything, that he ended up spending all his money on a gaming PC, on a PC, on a PS5 Pro, all that bullshit that he wasted, that 16K of donations he received, that he bought it on little fucking toys because he has a midlife crisis. He just admitted yesterday that he lied, that any of that shit was gifted. Again, folks, just give Phil the rope and he'll eventually use it. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.